Section 1.3 is order of operations. I can use order of operations to evaluate expressions. To evaluate expressions involving more than one operation, mathematicians have agreed on a set of rules called the order of operations. Order of operations. We've called this PEMDAS in the past when you've worked with this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to evaluate expressions inside grouping symbols or parentheses for P. Okay, it also worked with absolute value, fraction bars, brackets, any kind of grouping symbols. Then we're going to evaluate powers or exponents. Remember, that's something like x to the fourth power. We talked about those last section. We're going to multiply and divide at the same time from left to right. So this is one step from left to right. And then we'll add and subtract from left to right. Again, one step, same time, left to right. So in example 1, we're going to approximate how many flowers are in the flower flag on page 16. Here they have a flag, a U.S. flag, American flag, made out of flowers. And it says there are about 64,100 plants in each of the 7 short stripes. Then it says there are about 106,700 plants in each of the 6 long stripes. And the blue region contains about 198,900 flowers. So what we can do here is we can write this as, there's 2,000 plants in each of the stars, and there's 50 stars for 50 states. So we can write this as an addition problem. We have 50 stars times 2,000, because there's 2,000 flowers in each. And then we have 7 short stripes at 64,100. And we have 6 long stripes at 106,700. And then we have the blue, which is 198,900. So according to PEMDAS, we have to do our multiplication first. There's no parentheses, no exponents, so multiplication and division, same time left to right. So starting from the left, I see multiplication, I'm going to do that. Here, when I do that, I get 100,000. Then I keep moving, I see multiplication again, so I go ahead and do that. Here I'm going to get 448,700. I see multiplication again, so I'm going to do that. Here I'm going to get 640,200. And then that's all I have for multiplication and division, so I bring everything else down. I still have a plus here, and a plus here, and a plus here with a 198,900. Last thing I'm going to do according to PEMDAS is add and subtract same time. So here I see addition, so I'm going to go ahead and add all the way across, and I'm going to get 1,387,800. And that's how many flowers are in the flag. As far as grouping symbols go, again, parentheses, brackets, fraction bars, those are all common grouping symbols. And grouping symbols indicate operations that need to be done first. So if we look at example 2, here we have parentheses, P for parentheses. It tells us that everything inside here needs to be done first. So I'm going to take 17 minus 2.3, and I'll get 14.7. That's still being multiplied right here by 8. Now I only have the one operation left, so I can go ahead and multiply, and I get 117.6. In B, our grouping symbol here is the fraction bar. So it tells us the top and the bottom go together. These have to be done first, and these have to be done first. So I can take 14 plus 6, which gives me 20. And then I can take 12 minus 7, which gives me 5. Remember that division bars or fraction bars mean we're going to divide, so I can take 20 divided by 5 and get 4. So our fraction bar here was a grouping symbol. It told us everything in the numerator on top needed to be done first, and everything in the denominator at the bottom needed to be done first. Here I have two sets of grouping symbols. So starting from the left, first thing I see is this bracket. So everything inside this bracket has to be done before we can do anything outside. Looking inside the bracket, first thing we need to do is still our grouping symbol. So we go with the innermost grouping symbol first. 13 plus 9 gives me 22. Here I still have that 36 minus that entire group, and that's still in a parenthesis, in brackets, and it's still times 5. So now we do our grouping symbol. I take 36 minus 22, which gives me 14. That's still being multiplied times 5. And now since all I have left is that multiplication, I can go ahead and do it, and we end up with 70. Now feel free to pause here and give these a try. Number 1, again we're using PEMDAS here. First thing we're going to do, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, we have multiplication and division, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my division here. 63 divided by 7 gives me 9. And then I bring down everything else. So now all I have left is the adding and subtracting. I can go ahead and do that, and I get 19. Give 2 a try. According to PEMDAS here, we have no parentheses, we have no exponents, so we're going to do multiplication and division first. So when I multiply here, I get 50. And it's still being everything else dropped down, 52 plus 50. Now all I have left is that adding, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we get 102. Give 3 a try. Again, we're still using that order of operation, PEMDAS. We have no parentheses, no exponents, but we do have multiplication and division. Remember, these are the same step from left to right. So first I see multiplication, 54, and then I see division, 9. And we do those in the same step, whichever one we see first on the left side. Now all I have left is addition. I can go ahead and do this, and 63. In 4, I have parentheses here, so I have to do those first. 1.5 plus 0.6. If you want, think about it in terms of dollars. We get 2.1. Or line up your decimal places. And it's still being multiplied. Remember, a number next to parentheses like that means multiplied by 10. It's the only thing I have left, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply and end up with 21. Give 5 a try. According to PEMDAS, first thing we're going to do is any parentheses or grouping symbols, which here is my fraction bar. So it's like my numerator is in parentheses and my denominator is in parentheses. In the numerator, I'm going to go ahead and subtract, since that's the only thing in my parentheses, and I get 60.8. In my denominator, I go ahead and add, and I get 8. Now I just have division, so I go ahead and divide, and I get 7.6. In 6, first thing we're going to do, grouping symbols. So starting from the left, first thing I see is this bracket, but inside there, don't forget we have to do this first because it's another set of grouping symbols. So 11 minus 7 is 4. It's being multiplied by 2 inside brackets, and we still have 72 divided by that quantity. Have to do our brackets, our grouping symbols first, which gives me 8. And I get 72 divided by 8. It's my only thing left, which means I can go ahead and perform that operation, and we get 9. Here, We're going to do the same thing, evaluate the expression. When x is 2, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in a 2. And y is 5, so everywhere I see a y, I'm going to plug in a 5. So I'm just going to rewrite it here. I have 4 times x, which we said was 2, plus y, which we said was 5. So all I did is replace them for now. And now I can use PEMDAS to simplify. So I have to do my parentheses first, which gives me 7, still being multiplied by 4, with a final answer of 28. Same thing here in B. I have 3 times x, which we said was 2, plus y, which it told us was 5, squared. So according to PEMDAS, we do our parentheses first, which gives me 7, and we bring everything else down. 3 times 7 squared. After p comes e, which stands for exponent. So here we're going to do our exponent next. 7 squared is 49. 7 times 7. Still being multiplied by 3. So when I multiply here, I get 147. Go ahead and pause here and give these a try. X is 4, so I'm going to plug 4 in for x. So on 7, I have 1.2 times x, which we said is 4, and we still have the plus 3. So all I did there first is substitute. Now, PEMDAS says we are going to do parentheses first. So I add there and get 7. It's still being multiplied by the 1.2. So when I do that, I end up with 8.4. Try 8. Again, x is 4. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put a 4. So here I have 1.2 x. Remember, it means times when they're right up next to each other. So times 4 plus 3. There's no parentheses, no exponents, so multiplication and division. I have multiplication, which is going to give me 4.8. And then it's still plus 3. So here, I will end up with my last thing to do is just add, and we get 7.8.